Puerto Ricans were the first Latino immigrant group to settle down in Willimantic during the mid-1950s. They came mainly from Añasco and San Sebastián in the Northwest Highlands and Juana Díaz and Ponce in the South Coast. These two regions, the Highlands and the coast, developed distinctive cultural patterns since the times of Spanish colonial rule on the island.
The culture that developed in the highlands of Puerto Rico during the 17th and 18th centuries were centered around the production of coffee and tobacco. And these farms were mostly manned by family members of European descent, Spanish and Corsican. The culture that developed in the coastal area centered around the production of sugarcane, and it was mostly done by people of African ancestry who at the time were slaves. The people from the highlands were mostly light-skinned Puerto Ricans, and the people from the coastal plains were dark-skinned or black African ancestry. And those two groups, even though in Puerto Rico they were geographically isolated, when they found themselves here, there were some clashes between those two groups.
In Willimantic, Puerto Ricans have used elements of their culture and traditions such as folkloric dances, diverse musical styles, colorful handicrafts, and the visual arts to create a strong local cultural identity. All of these cultural manifestations came to light in 1987 when community residents first gathered to celebrate the Puerto Rican Week, a festival showcasing the history and culture of the island.
Oh, a festival like this is very important for the Hispanic community because I feel that the longer they're here, they lose their identity, they forget their culture, they forget who they are. So events like this are very important to help people connect with their culture. There were so many activities that happened during that time. We had the Ballet Folklorico Boique that came from Puerto Rico. We also had a parade with lasso floats. We had competitions. The whole community at large got together to celebrate the Puerto Rican Awareness Week, to make this celebration happen and make it as a success as it was.
As we entered the 21st century, celebrations of Puerto Rican and Latin American culture broadened in scope and diversity to include the Latino Festival, first organized by Jose Aponte in 2001, and the anniversary of the Julio de Burgos Park, organized by Colectivo Mestizal, also since 2001.
Julio de Burgos was a very important and renowned poet from Puerto Rico. And every September we organize this anniversary for the park. Colectivo Mestizal is an organization that was created by Latin Americans and Caribbeans. The idea of creating this organization was to promote and disseminate many cultural expressions of Latin American and the Caribbean countries here in Willimantic and around the Willimantic area. Colectivo Mestizal organized the celebration of the Three Kings Day, or the Epiphany, which is a very important festivity among Latin American and Caribbean communities. In 2005, we also celebrated the Day of the Dead. We get together, organize a beautiful decoration. We listen to very spiritual music, and we also share a very traditional food. This is what we have done during our time in Colectivo Mestizal to promote the values of our Latin American culture and to disseminate all our differences too.
More recently, Mexican immigrants have celebrated key historical moments, such as Mexico's National Independence Day on September 16, and Cinco de Mayo, an event that commemorates the Battle of Puebla, when Mexican troops defeated the French army in 1862. This event has become a symbol of Mexican pride and patriotism.
Entraron por el estado de Veracruz y la batalla se formó en Puebla. Esto eran más o menos como 6,000 hombres franceses contra 2,000 hombres mexicanos. Hubo una batalla muy aferrida. Al último los mexicanos tuvieron que unirse con los indios mexicanos para que pudieran ganar. Los indios pelearon con hachas, con piedras, con machetes, con lo que tuvieron en su alcance, porque las armas no eran suficientes. Entonces, fue así como las tropas francesas fueron retirándose poco a poco, en ese día la batalla de Puebla fue una victoria para México. Para el 5 de mayo, a ritmo de música de viento, es que los mexicanos celebran el 5 de mayo. Esto es las personas representando en aquellos tiempos se visten de franceses, se visten del ejército mexicano y también de indios, de los indígenas que en aquel día pelearon. Entonces, también es un día de tradición, de cultura, y mucha gente está entendiendo, está entrando a estas tradiciones que antes aquí en Willimantic no se hacían. Y ahora con la información, con todo esto que las personas organizan, la gente se está uniendo.
As the different Latino immigrant communities in Willimantic keep growing, celebrations of their rich culture, traditions, and folklore will surely continue into the future.